Soeren Friis Moeller, you have a long career in combining arts with business. You have been a director of a Nordic Institute for Contemporary Art. You have directed educations in the museum sector. You have been working with theatre, with circus. And you have been really much around as an opinion former and also as an evaluator in the world of drama. So you really know something about the arts, the fine arts, definitely. And now you are working with new educational concepts very successfully, which introduce management to managers and leaders of institutions inside culture or within culture. And you do that bluntly because you think that they can really use management. But of course, you have a double situation here. Either the institutional world, the world of arts institution, is rather tedious, boring, old-fashioned, administrative, rolling on, or the real art world is anarchic, chaotic. Do we want to introduce the real art world into the institutions and make them chaotic? And do we in the end want to make the firms chaotic and anarchic?
Very interesting question. Probably it's double bound. Probably I think obviously when you use the word anarchic, I can see a lot of managers, in particular in the business world, getting tics and getting stressful about what that means. So I would perhaps use the word innovative instead. Innovative in the sense looking for ways to improve a current situation or improve a particular product or something, but also daring to cross the borderline into the unknown. And I think that's very much about what artistic practice is about. And I think probably also that this ability has a lot to do with creating a new business. So I think that they have similar approaches here. But what is obviously incredibly important when it comes to daring to go into the unknown is how do you structure then your practice, because you can't you can't put your entire organization at stake. But this is similar for artistic practice. If we take the example of an artist, I'm currently part of a project where we do an artistic project in Ramallah, where youngsters get to talk about their own story, their own background. And obviously the environment there is a relatively dangerous one. So we are going into new territory. So we need to be very, very careful about how this is structured, what are the precautions that people need to take around that. How do you structure your practice so as both to allow for this step into the unknown, but still have a responsibility towards what you are part of already.
Now, it is rather easy to understand why managers of cultural institutions have to know about something about management, because often they haven't actually met this world, or they haven't acquired this knowledge before they went into these positions. But the other way around, why do business people need a knowledge about how artists do? To many it would be like the noise of my dog, which we can hear. It would simply be noise, distraction inside the firm if they had to collaborate with artists. What do they have to do in a world of effectiveness and goal directedness?
What is very, I think, significant of knowledge-intensive workers today, but I think employees in general, is that we somehow look for a more meaningful situation to be part of. There needs to be some sort of coherency in what we do, because the borderlines between private life and business life, and the life as a private person and the life as an employee and as a citizen are getting more and more unclear. So I think we need somehow, anybody is looking for coherency and meaningfulness. And what artists are incredibly good at doing is obviously to provide the framework for reflections on what is meaningful and what is not meaningful for me. How can I mirror my own life in a piece of art? How can I somehow look at myself, or the way that I look at myself? How can I reflect this in a piece of art or in a performance or in a piece of music? And I think this is one area where lots of organizations, which obviously on the pure managerial level can arrive at effectiveness and efficiency in all of what they do, but the coherency and the meaningfulness perhaps needs to be stressed and underlined and supported more.
So perhaps the distinction or dichotomy between private life and work life is a false one, because in the end it has to do with responsibility towards others and towards yourself. And perhaps artists could improve our keenness to experimenting with responsibility. Of course, what I call the new technologies of intimacy, that the managers, they have to come very close to the knowledge workers, and they have to direct them, and especially direct them through the means that people are directing and controlling themselves, and that demands responsibility and responsibility and responsibility. But this responsibility might be clenching all too tight. So we have a way in which to create new forms of responsibility, which also encompass your private life and don't make you into a schizophrenic. So this, I think you have called it playing with responsibility. What do you think art could contribute here?
Well, I think your description is a very valuable one. I think this obviously that when this is done in the bad way, you have this sense that the manager is getting too close to my private life. But I think what is in your description, what I hear in your description is also that this is something that the individual as an employee is looking for. I think this is a mutual relationship between the organization and the manager and the employees on the other side. What I think is really interesting here is if we play with this idea now that basically this is what art has been about since the beginning of times, getting very close to the individual, and at the same time stay on professional grounds. So I think this is what performing arts did from the very beginning. This is what a good piece of art can do for you. It brings you very close to you as a person, as an individual, but still it allows you to stay on the professional grounds of the artist. And I think I think we could perhaps learn a lot from that. What very good, I'm not talking about bad art here or stuff which is not art at all perhaps, but what a lot of art can do is to provide the grounds for you to get in touch with yourself and to mirror yourself and to have a reflection about yourself in relationship to society or you as a person or whatever it is.